How's it going, guys? My name is Tavarish, and today we gonna dip this thing. Shout out to the haters who never thought it would get this far. Well, here it is. It is almost there. It is prepped for its Plastidip paint job. And in order to get all this prep work done, I had to do a few things. Mainly, mask off all the chrome trim, remove headlights, remove front grille, install parking sensors, remove rear emblem, remove front emblem, mask off wheels, mask off side windows, mask off rear window, mask off the windshield, and the engine bay. I didn't want to bore you with all that monotonous work, but here is the result of all that labor. It did take a few hours to get to this point, but I think this should be pretty good to go. The paint that I'm using is called Plastidip. For those of you who don't know what Plastidip is, it is a removable spray paint. Plastidip over the years has been a bit of a cult favorite among people in the car community, just because you can have really interesting results with lots of different colors on your car, and you can remove it. It's all removable, and if you make it thick enough, it just peel right off. The way we're going to be doing it today, it's not going to be with cans like they usually would be, but with this. So this is the DYC, that's dipyourcar.com. They are not a sponsor. I bought all this stuff myself. It's a DYC sprayer, and this attaches with a long plastic hose to a turbine, which makes round about 3 psi. It's just an electric powered, it's not an air compressor, but it just pushes the air to a, I guess it is an air compressor of sorts. But yeah, so this, I put the dip in here, and then I hold this, and then the dip comes out of there. That's the idea. The color that I went with is this. It's called Deep Sea Blue Pearl. And this is gonna go into this Dip Pearl top coat, and I have 2 gallons of this. But before we do that, before we get any color on there, I have to put a base down with 4 gallons of black, matte black. So this car is going to be murdered out right now. Well, at least today, because before I put any of that on, I have to do something. I have to prep this still, and I have to put on some pre-dip spray, which basically, I think it's like an alcohol-based thing where it just takes out all the solvents and all the little imperfections and all the stuff that the dip won't adhere to. And just makes it a nice clean surface. I did do that yesterday, but that was before I did all this masking. So I might as well just give it a clean bill of health with the pre-dip spray. And then we should be good to go with the first coat of black. And there's gonna be a lot of coats today. It's already pretty late, but I think this is gonna be a late one just so I can get this content out for you guys, because I love doing it. All right, now comes the fun part. I have the car all prepped. It is very, very clean. It's raining outside, but it's okay. We're in here and we're nice and dry. I am going to take, moving right along, I'm gonna take this black matte Plastidip spray, and I'm gonna put it in this 48-ounce cup. And then I'm going to use this, put it on a drill, and mix it around. Well, actually, I'm going to mix it around before I put it in the cup. This is my first time doing this. I've never really Plastidipped something this big. I have done smaller projects in the past, but this is going to be the first time I do entire car. Hopefully, I have enough space and I don't end up making a mess of it. But it doesn't matter because this is all removable anyway, so if I screw up really badly, I could just peel it right off and start again. But for now, I'm just going to put this in here, mix it up, and then put it on the car.
Okay, I got my respirator. Can you guys hear me?
All right, so I got my respirator on. I do have a door open in my garage, even though it is raining. And the car is ready to have some dip put on it. Now you want to have a, Jesus Christ, that's better. So you want to have a 6 to 7 inch fan coming out here, and you want it to be vertical because you want even stripes, and you want a 50% overlap. That's what I learned on YouTube, and I don't know how that translates into real life. Let's see how hard it is, because this is my first time doing it, so let's do it. All right, that was really uncomfortable, but it's looking like, well, at least it's one color. So this is the matte black, and this is a light coat. So the first coat should be the lightest one, and then I have to do maybe 6 more of these. Okay, I don't think you guys can even see me. So since it's gonna take a lot of work and a lot of coats and a lot of monotonous efforts, I'm gonna meet you at the end of the last coat. So that's gonna be in 3, 2, 1. It is a new day. I got a new shirt. It is still just as hot, but I wanted to give this a little bit of time, a little bit of flash time. And it's looking pretty good. It's not perfect, but for a first time, it is very, very good. So I have 4 coats of Plastidip matte black on here. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna mix up some of the deep sea blue flake into the clear Plastidip. And that's gonna be interesting, and I hope it goes on well. I'm not gonna look for a really glossy finish. It's gonna be like a semi-gloss, kind of satin, but I want a pearl finish as well. I want it to color shift just a little bit. It's not gonna change color, but you're gonna see a different hue in the sunlight, which should be good. But let's get that final mix mixed up. You know what happens when you're in a garage and there's not a ton of oxygen in here? You start saying a lot of really, really dumb things. So please forgive me if I say some dumb things more than usual. All right, so here is the Dip Pearl top coat, high gloss pearl and finishing clear. This is standard stuff if you want a glossy Plastidip job, but we're gonna go for something a little not standard. So right here, you can see it's almost a consistency of water. It's like an oily substance. And here we have 25 grams of deep sea blue flake, and this is a pigment. So each gallon needs 50 grams of deep sea blue. So we're gonna put in 2 of these little packets into each gallon. I have 2 gallons. So let's see how that looks. I've read online that you don't want to just put everything in the middle. You want to spread out the contents of the packet like a little bit like that. And I'm going to use a little stirrer stick just to agitate this a little bit, just so it doesn't, just so the clumps get dissipated before I use any power tools. So we're going to put it in another one. Man, I hope this thing pays off. That's 2. Gonna stir this up just a little bit. You can already see that nice blue. It's very similar to the OEM blue that my car had, but yeah. Let's see how it stirs up. It's pretty cool. So the key here is gonna be heavy, wet coats. And I'm gonna have to thread that line between a really heavy coat or like a wet coat and a coat that has lots of runs. And I don't want runs because I have to, you can get runs out of Plastidip. You have to use some 600 grit sandpaper, and we have to wait a few hours. And that's basically gonna put me even more behind on this project. So let's try not to get any runs, and hopefully it'll turn out just fine. But I'm gonna do 2 to 3 wet coats, and then we should have some decent color on this car. Okay, so that was the first coat, and it went on pretty good. There is a little bit of a matte finish and a little bit of an orange peel. So the Dip Pearl top coat is one of the harder materials to work with. I am a complete beginner at this, and also another excuse I'm going to use is the fact that I couldn't get as much freedom to work as I would have had I not had this lift in the way, because the lift makes everything sort of tight. And if I had the car in the middle of the garage, that would have helped a lot. Sometimes maneuvering that gun within those tight spaces is not the easiest thing to do. But I think I did a good enough job. There's no runs, at least no real bad ones. So what I'm gonna do now is put on a second coat, and then while the second coat is still tacky, I'm going to unmask everything, and hopefully that should give us a nice clean look. And then I think I'll end the video there because this thing needs to dry, and then I need to put everything back together so I can do a nice cinematic reveal for you guys. It's not going to be in this episode, but you guys can see sort of the preview to what that's going to look like. So yeah, I'm going to get the second coat on now. Ta-da! Okay, so everything is off. The unmasking is complete, and the car actually looks like a car again. This isn't its final form, not by a long shot, just because I did mess up on a few. Let's just say that side ain't that pretty, just because I didn't have that much space to work with. And you know, there are a few runs, but it does look a hell of a lot better than it did, at least from, what is it, like 5 feet away. But yeah, I'm really digging this color. It's like this sort of satin matte finish, and I would like it to be more gloss, but that's just because I don't have enough practice. I don't have the skill that it takes to make this into a really good looking Plastidip job. But that'll come with practice. But for now, I am going to end the video there. You guys see the fruits of my labor. This has been a long time in the making, because not to mention the taping off, it's just all the prep work. I've been doing this for like a week, which is why you haven't seen any content from me, and I will be doing more regular content. If you like this video, as always, I'd like you to consider subscribing. It'll help me out a lot. And if you'd like to support me, these shirts will soon go up for sale. So this is #WrenchEveryday shirt, and this is something where, this is the only shirt where you can get it dirty. So I want these shirts to get dirty. I want you guys to show me pictures of your shirts dirty. So that's gonna be available soon. Not quite yet, but soon, maybe in the next video. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna get out of this stinky garage because I'm getting lightheaded. And until next time, this is me telling you that on cars like this that require a lot of maintenance and attention, but end up looking pretty damn good, if I say so myself, you need to wrench every day.